The problem with our society is that the longer a certain demographic, whatever, is at the top, the more corrupt it becomes. Anytime you have the same group in a certain position, eventually becomes corrupted. Why? Because anything that can be used for power and control will be used for power and control. Hey, what's good, yo? It's your bro with a God. Today I want to talk about what's been going on right now in society with, Kanye and Kyrie Irving, this whole cancel culture thing, right? Also, you seen Andrew Tate got canceled as well. Now, feel how you want to feel about the man. All the man did was share an opinion. So what's going on? What are we seeing? We are seeing the act of the triangle scheme, right? The pyramid scheme. Now, that's natural, right? That's natural for life to go like this, like a pyramid. There's gonna be a bunch at the bottom and very few at the top. That's how a pyramid works, how a triangle works. Now that's just natural, that's nature. In nature, there's also hierarchy, right? You got the alpha lion, you got the other lions, and then everybody's under that. It's the same thing in society, same thing with everything else. Now, the difference between humans and nature is that in nature, that shit gets replaced. It's not one bloodline of alpha male lions that like stay at the top. No. Same thing with any other animal in nature. You're able to challenge the alpha and then you beat the alpha and now you replace the alpha. The problem with our society is that the longer a certain demographic, whatever, is at the top, the more corrupt it becomes. Anytime you have the same group in a certain position, eventually becomes corrupted. Why? Because anything that can be used for power and control will be used for power and control. Let me make an example of this, right? Let's say work at Foot Locker. So you work at Foot Locker with like 5 of your friends. Now, all 5 of y'all work there at Foot Locker. And let's say you guys are working there for like, I don't know, three years or so. After a while, you guys, either one of you guys become the manager, somebody becomes cool with the manager, something like that. And now whoever gets hired to the Foot Locker you work at goes through y'all. So only the people y'all cool with get hired. Only the people y'all want get hired at Foot Locker, right? Y'all have it on Smash because y'all the ones that been there the longest. Y'all been there together, okay? Not only that, but when new sneakers come out or anything like that, you guys make sure you get it first. Why? Because y'all all cool with each other. So that Foot Locker now becomes corrupted, right? The employees now they could steal, shit could go missing, you don't know, because they're the ones who are all cool with each other and they're in charge of each other and they've been together for a long time. So now they know all the rules, they know the ins and outs, and they know how to get away with shit. They know how to manipulate shit, they know how to put shit in their favors. And that's just a fucking Foot Locker. The same thing goes on with banks, investment companies, also politics. There's generations of politicians. There's generations of senators. There's generations of presidents. So anytime you got a certain family, certain anything, certain demographic at the top of something, if they're there long enough, is going to become corrupted. Why? Because that's part of nature. Everybody wants to stay on top. Nobody wants to come down. Now, what happens is we're supposed to have rules and principles and shit like that, just like how nature has with the animals and everything, of how there's always a cycle, right? Whatever's on top must come down. So, fact checkers and shit don't fuck with this video, whatever like that. I'm just gonna say what if. This is just what ifs. I'm saying what ifs. I'm not saying what is. I'm not sharing misinformation and shit like that. I'm just saying what ifs. And if you feel that my what if sounds real, you could research it and Google it yourself. You got fucking phones in your hands, you just Google the shit, right? What if only six companies owned or ran all of mainstream media? Now, I mean music, movies, TV, all that shit. What if it was 6 companies that ran all of it? What if? I could search for it and see if that's true. Now, what if there is one person in charge of each of those companies? Remember, everything's a pyramid. Each pyramid has a point on top. That means there's one person at top. Next, what if the people at the top of these 6 companies all knew each other? What if they all knew each other? Another what if. What if they are the same exact demographic? Another what if. What if not only they're the same exact demographic, but they are the same exact religion or belief system, whatever you want to say? They all know each other, they're the same demographic, they're the same, religious system, whatever like that, right? Now, what if it's been that way for generations? Do you believe it's going to be pure? Do you believe there is no ill intent? There is no misdirection. There is no manipulation. Do you believe there is no corruption? Do you believe there isn't fucked up shit going on? I'm not saying there is. I'm saying what if? Because all I want to do is provoke other people to ask questions. Stop just taking whatever the fuck people tell you. Stop just accepting whatever you're being told by the mainstream media, by whatever. Question where it's coming from. Question who's saying it. There's this problem with the Latino and Black community that we believe everything another demographic says about our demographic. We got to believe our own people. You got to think about it as like your family and shit, right? You got two types of family members. Let's say it's two parents. One parent goes to the school and the teacher tells them all the shit that their kids is doing. And right away, they go yell at their kids and for whatever the fuck the teacher told them what the kids did. They didn't ask the kid what the kid did wrong. They didn't ask the kid what happened, what was the story behind it. They didn't ask the kid none of that shit. And just started punishing the child. Then you have another parent who, when a teacher tells them what their child did wrong, first they defend their child. They ask for proof. Then they say, all right. Then they go speak to their kid and ask their kid what really happened. And based on both stories and what they know about the teacher, what they know about the child, that's how they will go about how they deal with the child and what went on. So you see how those two parents work. You would say one is a bad parent and one is a good parent. The good parent is the one that defends the child, asks the child what's wrong, makes sure that they need to punish the child before they actually do. Okay, why? Because they love the child. They love the child and they have a respect for their bloodline. We got to do the same for our demographics. We can't just go with whatever the bias is being thrown at us. The problem is that people watch people socialize more than people actually socialize. People watch people more than they're actually around people. People watch people talking about people more than they actually speak to people. And that's the problem. That's what leaves you open to being deceived. Now, as far as the Kanye thing and the Kyrie thing and stuff like that, a demographic that's in power is now trying to be seen as a victim by a demographic that has been depowered. You understand what's going on here? And before you have to conclusions and stuff like that, make sure y'all watch the whole Kanye West interview. That interview that they just take a little 10-second clip of something he said and they blow it up and stuff like that. You gotta watch the whole interview because it's a 3-hour interview. And there's a lot going on in that interview. It's Drink Champs. There's drinking, there's smoking, a lot of shit. A lot of emotions are being spread out. It's a 3-hour and change interview. Make sure y'all watch that before y'all go jumping on whatever somebody else says about somebody else. Now look, they try to tell you what popular belief is because you don't speak to your own people in person. Y'all got to speak to your own people so that way you know what the true popular belief is and stop watching what popular belief is. Remember what I told you, the what if? What if those 6 people decide what you believe? The best way to decide on what you believe is to actually be the ones that communicate, that speak to one another, that watch the thing before you actually jump to a negative emotion. Negative emotions are draining. Before you get emotional about something that you don't know or don't understand, make sure you research it, make sure you talk about it with someone, and make sure you see exactly the whole picture. Because you could just see a clip of something and think something is horrible. We got to stop doing that. We got to believe in our own people. We got to fight for our own people. And we got to hear the stories of our own people. We can't just jump ready to aid in the lynching of our own people. And then when they do the bug breaking for our own people to get their jobs back and stuff like that, that should ring a bell to y'all. Like, yo, come on, something's going on here. And the fact that people could get canceled, not only could they get canceled on all media platforms, but their bank accounts get frozen. They lose their business deals. Remember what I told you about the triangle? The way the business world works is like a triangle. It's a very small circle at the top. They all know each other. So they could easily say, yo, I don't like this dude. I'm not showing him no more. Could you do this? That's how it has to work. You say something about a specific demographic, and now you can't be on TV, your bank account is frozen, and you lose your business deals. What did that tell you about who's on top of the banks, the media, and the business deals? Don't play stupid, y'all. I'm just asking questions. Haven't said a fact. Just asking questions, just telling y'all a point of view, all right? Y'all stay aware. It's your boy with a God. Catch y'all next time. Warning.